Hello, back again for my daily streaming practice. So I have my traveler's notebook here, and I thought I would just stickerify a page because that is the funnest thing to do that doesn't take a lot of brain energy or anything. So this paper right here is a paper that I printed out, so a digital printable, meaning you can just download like the image or the PDF and just print it on your own computer, and you can use it as a background paper. You can find this on my blog if you want um, this particular pattern. I don't know if you can see, but they're like cute little faces inside the omelets. I don't know if it'll focus properly, but there's a little face in some of them. Okay, so I don't really think I have a lot of supplies. I know a lot of stationery lover and analog kind of people, they have so many supplies. Like when you check out their craft rooms, it's filled with washi tape and stickers and papers, and it just fills up their whole space. I don't have that much space, so probably wouldn't make sense to have that many supplies. And I also get overwhelmed pretty easily. So even though I don't have that many supplies, I already feel like it's too much. It's like a love-hate kind of thing. You want more, but then you realize it's too much to handle, and there's no way I'm going to be able to keep track of everything and use all the things. So I have like a very limited, little box of washi tapes and stickers, like that kind of stuff. I do subscribe. I just started like this year to Sticky Club. So Sticky Club is like a sticker subscription service, and they have 3 styles: cute, vintage, and pop, which I think are self-explanatory as to what they are. Where did this sticker come from? But pop is sort of like a mix of everything. So I subscribe to the cute pack, so it just means that every month I get a set of new stickers. And the stickers obviously are like sheets of cute styled stickers, and there's always like a border sheet and then a bunch of different types of stickers, and they're so cute. But you also get this little plastic holder thingy and the label for like whatever the theme is for the month. Something special, which I guess this month was, this is not the current month. I don't know what month this is because I always receive them obviously like late in the month because I'm international. But it usually includes like a patch, paper clip, like something special, like a larger sticker, and then like memo pad and stickers. So this was another month with like a different memo pad, the paper clip, different stickers. This was Christmas, so this was like a while back ago. And you can see like different paper clips. This was like the pug styled one. You can see this is like completely different style because I think this must have been like Halloween, which I don't know if these are like necessarily cute if you think about it, but I guess to go with the theme of Halloween. No, maybe it wasn't Halloween, sorry. I keep thinking it's like Halloween because of these designs, but maybe it was like love or something. Although, love bites. Excited for... Was this the cute version or something else? I don't know. There might have been a time when I ordered like a different pack, and there's no... it's a pretty cool subscription in the sense that you can, opt out and opt back in anytime you want. It's not, set. So that's nice. So this was like dogs. What was this? Sloth. And you can see sometimes you get like a patch kind of thing, or clips. And obviously my stuff got a little mixed up, so these are not like the correct, packets necessarily. This is like a stamp, clear stamp that I haven't even used yet. This is coffee, which maybe I ordered this separately. I don't know. But yeah, I love the coffee one. But I don't really have that many. So I have this in this weird loose binder thing, which is not even the correct holes, because you're supposed to buy the actual binder from them, or the bow designed ones definitely fit in it, but I don't have it. I just had this lying around because I ripped this out of a different binder because I didn't want the actual rings. I don't actually use anything with rings. Like, I know there's a lot of planner people out there who use ringed planners, and there's like that whole world. I definitely don't want to fall into that, but I really don't like it. I don't like opening and closing rings. Like, the sound and everything like that just bothers me, which is why I have more of the disc bound, like happy planner type style, which I like a lot more because there isn't that noise of like opening and closing rings. So I had taken this out of a particular cover, basically de-ringing the cover so that it's just a cover for like a regular notebook. But this kept these together, so I thought I would just keep them together. So I'm just gonna decorate here. Should I put this on here? This is yellow. Let's see. I don't know. There are probably a lot of rhyme and reason to how people decorate a particular, page, because obviously there are real design rules, and you can follow by them, kind of thing. But I don't really do that. I just sort of do whatever. So I'm laying down this washi tape, which is a vertical washi tape, which I think is really cool, because most washi tapes, you think about them, they're like horizontal, right, with some design and everybody's like putting them like this, but now they have designs that are actually like this, which is pretty cool. Oh, I think we have an interruption. Sorry about that, the doorbell rang. It's like Murphy's Law, right? When you want to do something or you need to do something, then there'll be interruptions. But when there's like nothing going on, there will be no one. Anyway, so delivery from mailman guy. Anyway, so I was saying, now there's a lot of vertical structured washies, which is pretty cool because they're meant to be used in this way, because the design is up and down in that sense. So I'm laying that down. My style is like, I don't really have a style. Eclectic, right? So I'm just gonna decorate like this whole center part, like build it out from there. And I do have a lot of other stickers, but it's like a huge mix of just all kinds of stuff from who knows where. I do have a lot of these stickers that are, it's famous, right? What is the name? Oh my gosh, I do not remember. The artist that does all of these like girls. And I bought a huge pack of these one time, but then I sort of regretted it because I wasn't sure if it was like an authorized dealer or not. It's one of the problems of buying stationery and like cute items. And I know a lot of them come from Asia, and it doesn't mean that they're not official. Obviously, most of the things that come from Japan, like there's so many famous stationery brands from Japan, and they make all kinds of stuff, and you have to order them obviously from Japan. But there's also a lot of, you know, counterfeit stuff, and who knows if they're like an authorized dealer or not. And I just sort of stray away from ordering things if I don't know if it's like an indie shop or a real authorized shop, because I feel bad for the artist. Like, what if they're not, you know, getting credit for their stuff? So I obviously still have stuff left over, but I don't know. Everyone has to sort of like formulate their own list of like trusted shops, right? Washi tape. Cannot get this to be straight. So I know on Twitch there is a team, I guess. I don't know what you call it. I'm so bad with, sorry, trying to focus the camera again because it looks fuzzy-ish. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know if they're called like teams or crews or something like that, but Stationary Brew, I think, is a team that has a bunch of stationary streamers. So yes, people who stream about their love for stationery, their journaling, like Plan With Me. And I think a lot of them are gamers as well, but you know, they have this whole stationery thing going, so that's another option. It's yellow. So like, I really like using memo papers. I think it's such like another one of those like super versatile type of supplies, because you get a whole book of like papers that you can use in all kinds of situations. Maybe it's here. No. Ah, that's what it's La Dolce Vita. I should know that. It's like Italian too. But I mean, I think it's a girl, right? The artist is not Italian, but the artist is called La Dolce Vita, and it's a girl, right? I have no idea. The artist basically does all of this type of style of illustrations. So they have memo pads, they have stickers, like all kinds of supplies, and you've probably seen them all over the place because it's so popular. But I like buying the memo pads because you basically have all these little bits of like stationery that you can use in a variety of ways. What is this? So one thing that is sort of annoying about notebooks is that, like, this is one of the, you know, towards the end of the pages, and because this notebook is so bulked up from all of the collage and everything like that, can see that it folds in on this part, so it's sort of annoying when you're trying to decorate things from one side of the spread to the other, because there's this crazy part here that is super annoying. I don't know if there's necessarily a solution to this, but it's like a bit much, right? Too much stuff. Although this separates, so. So if you're into journaling, I know how you probably can relate to how you like position things and you're thinking about it for like 5,000 years before actually gluing something down. So another thing I have is like a bunch of ephemera, like cutouts or little bits and pieces of papers and things that I eventually want to incorporate into my journal. I just haven't. I should have like a better way of organizing this stuff, but you know. But you know, collage is so fun. It's just like mixing and matching with papers and doing whatever it is you feel like. I always think of collage as a very like freeing kind of activity. Even though obviously there are people who are like professional collage artists and it takes, you know, design skill, but if you're not doing it for that reason, it's just like a carefree kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm going to be streaming all week around the same time just for like practice purposes to try to figure out what would work in terms of stream time. I know that it's going to be difficult for me no matter what because I'm in Europe and in the US everyone is asleep, so like there's not going to be anyone watching. But the only way to do something is to start, right? I hate this middle edge. I don't know what to do with it. A little annoying. I wanted to put this down here somewhere. Be cool as like a background thing. Or I will journal in these tiny little squares and sort of add that on somewhere. But we always get to a point where it's like, screw it, just start gluing because otherwise you're going to be here all day rearranging and it doesn't even make a difference. But I think a lot of like journaling and writing or anything creative, it's just because it's something that takes you back to your childhood, right? Like when you're a kid, you didn't worry about doing the most beautiful drawing or whatever. You just did it because it was fun. And like, it was all about the process, right? Make something, do something with your hands. So I think a lot of this stuff has a lot to do with going back to being, you know, your kid or wait, what is it called? Not digression. Regression. I remember there was a session when I was in college about how they try to help students like relax. So they would have these regression sessions where you would go and like do kid stuff basically to like relax and not freak out about school. Don't like this because there's this weird hole here. I should make stuff overlap a little more. It'd be more interesting that way. But again, it's all personal preference and it's all like do whatever floats your boat kind of thing, because that is the whole point of journaling and making stuff is just to relax, you know. And I think there's a sense of satisfaction. Like if you were to do this every single day for a year, and at the end of the year you had like a whole book full of your collages or whatever, or if not collages, think of just like ephemera from your everyday life, or you know, writing a sentence a day. I know it's really popular now to have those 5-year journals, and I know that's a Hobonichi thing, but you know, there are a lot of American brands that have that same idea. You buy a journal and it's like called a 5-year journal because every day you write something, and it's a really small space usually, so it's not much, but you write something and then you're supposed to do it for 5 years because there's enough space like on one page that same day but split into 5 so that you'll see that same day 5 years difference. And there must be just this huge satisfaction when you actually finish something like that, right? Should I do this like this? Or space here bothers me. I could stick something there. Oh. I promised tomorrow I should work on this Streamlabs scene thing, because right now I just have the camera, overhead camera on top, so you can see what I'm doing. But obviously there's like a bunch of widgets and all kinds of things that you can add onto this, but I'm just not very well versed with the Twitch world and how things are done, so it's something that I still need to look into and learn. Okay. What else can I add to this? Oh, I can add some words here. Oh, so one thing I really like, which is super old school. Oh my god, I didn't even add any other stickers. I should add some stickers. Does this fit here nicely? It's a sticker that says coffee stop. And there's a bunch of coffee. This other coffee things, coffee hands, coffee border, a thing that says coffee. Like little, maybe I can use this, coffee beans. These are, oh, on the back I have these other puffy stickers that my daughter gave me. Here, these are like sort of gel-like stickers that are sort of thick and raised because they have like this glittery texture on them, so they're pretty funky. How can I make this interesting? Just gonna use a bunch of these. So one thing I promised to do this year is to actually use my supplies instead of hoarding them like most people do. Like you end up having so much stuff and then you never actually use it, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So just use it. Anyways, I put this begin thing here because I thought that was fitting for today since I'm finally getting into this Twitch thing. It sounds like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. I don't know. So, funny thing, I'm looking at my journals like this normally, and then I glance up to look at my computer to obviously see what the stream is. And it's weird how these two perspectives, they're so different on how you see what you're doing. And I guess that's why they always say, like, whenever you're creating something, you have to step back and look at it from afar because it gives you a different perspective. And I'm totally noticing that right now. Like, looking at it in the video gives me a different impression than when I'm looking at it here. That's like so weird. That is me being philosophical. Coffee now. What else can I add to this? Do I need to add? Oh, I was going to show you super cool old school thing. This here. Where is it? Ta-da! It's the Dymo machine. I mean, this is technically not old school in the sense that you could buy this right now, you know? It's a label maker, but I specifically wanted this like old school one. Obviously, you can print labels now with your computer, with your regular printer. They have like digital ones with a screen and it like prints out perfectly. No, but I wanted this super old school one because it's so cool. It's like back in the old days when like the coolest thing in the world was to have a stupid Dymo labeler. Or is that only like a crazy stationary person's thought? Anyways, I want to add this in here. The black, the bold black is so cool. What should I add though? And where should I add it? Because it's going to be like really brilliant, like in your face black. And there's black here. So usually you want to do like a triangle kind of thing. So I can add it here, but then it would make sense. I mean, this is black, but maybe add something here as an anchor as well. If if one were to follow actual design rules and follow like the golden triangle kind of thing. But I don't really have black washi tape, do I? Don't think so. Not black anyways, but black-ish or black. This is not actually black. These are like little, but does it give you the same effect is the question. Maybe if I stack it then, oh my god, this does not rip very well. What is wrong with this? Ugh. I'm just gonna layer this up. Doesn't really look that black though, in terms of balancing out like the colors, but good enough. And so now I have to think of something to write that I want to add here. Actually, I'm going to add the word again, because it's sort of like begin again. I feel like sometimes we are constantly, trying to reinvent ourselves. Again, I hope I don't spell this wrong. Again. You know how sometimes like you think of something too much and then like you don't know how to spell it anymore and you're afraid to make a mistake? It's horrible. So this old school system is where you put it on the correct letter and then you press to imprint it. Oh my god, I totally did spell it wrong. Didn't actually spell it wrong, but I forgot to press on one of the letters. How sad is that? Let me do this again. I literally had to do that again, so irony there, right? Okay, tell me this is correct. Done. This is correct, right? So, oh, I should have added a space on the end. So for some reason, the way that this cuts, it like literally cuts right after the letter, but it's okay. I'm just gonna add it there. Whoa. That work out? Trash thing. So yeah, this is so cool. Who doesn't love a Dymo label maker, right? So this is one of my favorites things to use. So this is like the funky collage that I have created for today. And just to flip through a little bit, you can see that I see how I like to use the Dymo Creator for like labels and things, and obviously include actual journaling as well. But it's funny how sometimes that's like after the fact or sometimes before. But I always like to do it on a different memo sheet because I'm so horrible with my handwriting and I'm really slow. Like I can be fast, but it'll be so messy, no one will be able to read it. Um, so in this journal in particular, when I started it, I just started using these memo papers and adding the journaling in that way. So you can see that on each page there's like a label to label something because I was following certain prompts. And fond memories, what else do I have? Connect. So it was something like that. Onward. So I have like pattern papers already put in most of the pages of this journal to sort of be like ready to use as a starting point. But then I just pick a random page and do a random collage based on a random thought, and that would be like a nice journaling session that is relaxing and just getting thoughts out and not have to worry about anything. So that is the page for today. And I think I'm going to be journaling on this and adding it in a little bit shorter like this. Probably tear it and make it smaller in this area here above the word again. Although I like the ripped part, so something like that. Maybe like this. Because I don't really need this huge space here where I used to put labels, so something like this. Yeah. So that's it for today, just a quick streaming. I'm going to be streaming around the same time every single day just to do practice and show a little bit of my journaling habit. Yesterday I showed sketching, today is just like random journaling. Maybe tomorrow I'll go through my sort of morning routine of what I usually do and how it involves like doodling and journaling, and just sort of go from there to sort of feel things out and get accustomed to Twitch and just timing and these scenes and things with this software on how to stream. I definitely need to read something about Twitch in general and etiquette and what all the emoticons and I don't know, random things that people always talk about that I really do not know what it means. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining.